AITAH for being uncomfortable with my fiancé going on a trip with her best friend. My fiancé, 21F, who I am marrying in 3 months, is currently on a trip with her best friend, 29M, and I am stuck alone at home just thinking non-stop about it. To preface, we have been in a bit of a rough patch over the holidays. During Thanksgiving, I looked over my fiancé's shoulder to see that she was texting her guy best friend about our sex life. When I brought it up, it was in a half-joking manner, but it got across I was uncomfortable with it. She shut down on me. I felt pretty abandoned in that moment, as she instantly went to that guy best friend to talk about it, as I once again saw her texting from over her shoulder, starting it off with, apparently Op is pissed about us talking about sex. About 20 minutes of laying in bed not talking to each other, we talked it over and she said she wouldn't do it again now that she knew I was uncomfortable with it. In September, she had discussed going on a trip to Vegas as a couple's trip with her, me, her guy best friend and his girlfriend, 28F. I was fine with this and was excited to go. I took the appropriate days off work and was looking forward to it. Later on, she said that plane ticket prices were up more than she could afford. She works in aviation, so she's more knowledgeable than me about this kind of stuff, and the trip would just be her and her guy friend. This was before the incident on Thanksgiving, so I saw no issue. Fast forward to this past week, I had told her that just her and him going on the trip would make me uncomfortable. She said she wouldn't go if I was uncomfortable with it, but they had gotten a room with 2 separate beds and had set ground rules. I didn't want to be controlling, so I said they should still go on the trip because I didn't want my insecurity to ruin their good time. Now that they just got there today, the reality of the situation set in for me. I told my family about it because they could tell I was upset, and they all said they wouldn't be comfortable if they were in my situation. I know that them going on the trip was partially my doing given I gave the okay. I just feel like telling her that she can't do it again when she gets back, cause I know if the shoe was on the other foot and I went on a trip alone with a female, she would be super upset. Not sure what to do, as I am considering postponing the wedding because of this. My family told me to make a Reddit post to get some insight, so here I am. Thanks for reading. Relevant comments said, NTA, you should not be marrying anyone who would plan a couple's trip and then cut out the SOs so that they can go alone together to Vegas. A woman who loved her fiancé would not do that. She has an inappropriate relationship with this guy. She has no business talking to him about your sex life. She sounds immature and definitely not ready for marriage. Op replied with, we had a couples counseling appointment on Thursday, and I said I couldn't trust her, and I have been making myself responsible for her feelings, and I won't tolerate guilt-tripping or other manipulative tactics for my partner to get what they want. We are taking a 3-month break, and if we do get back together, we will be starting from scratch. I'm taking this time to reflect upon what I value in a partner, as well as taking time to get back in touch with who I am. Thanks for all the support and insight, really helped me through this difficult time. Someone else said, are you okay? Op replied, I'm doing a lot better, still definitely in the grieving process, but I also feel like I have been grieving this relationship for a long time. I've come to realize even if they didn't physically cheat, which I highly doubt, at bare minimum, I was emotionally cheated on. Your partner should be your person, and you should be comfortable to share anything with them. I wasn't because I knew she had no concept of boundaries and would blab about our relationship to her friends, one of them being the guy she went on the trip with. It's not that this friend was a guy that upsets me, but the fact she felt like he should have intimate details of our relationship. She considered cutting them off during Thanksgiving because of her assumptions that they had blocked her because she was spamming them with texts and they wouldn't respond. All in all, I am trying to pick up the pieces and learn to live for myself again, as well as trying to shed myself of my people-pleasing survival tactic. Loneliness sucks, but it's way better than staying in a relationship out of a fear of being alone, especially if you are being mistreated. Update, I've had a lot of comments asking for an update in the replies of my last post, and it has been long enough to where I feel my grieving process is essentially over. That and something happened recently that opened my eyes. I'd like to start off by saying I appreciate every comment I got on the last post. I really appreciate the insight, and it helped me realize that I was in a toxic relationship. I didn't feel like I could tell her my real feelings, out of fear it would upset her. When I would upset her, she would often melt down completely and throw a pity party. These guilt trips would influence me to do things for her to make her happy. I definitely had a role in that, and it goes back to how I was treated as a child and how I developed people-pleasing behavior as a coping mechanism. But there was a lot in that relationship that I shouldn't have been putting up with in the first place. She would get weird if I had any female friends, or even if I was just hanging out with my best friend and his girlfriend, which is ironic given the circumstances. Looking back, there were very obvious signs she didn't care about me anymore. She would constantly show me TikToks as opposed to actually spending quality time with me, and when she wasn't showing me TikToks she was texting the other guy while in my bed with me. She texted and called me a day before my birthday and told me amongst other things that we shouldn't get back together, we weren't going to anyways, and that the guy she went on the trip with and his girlfriend had broken up. I didn't really care about all this, and it just made me angry. I was upset that even after a month of not speaking, she has the audacity to not consider my feelings as a priority whatsoever. She never even apologized once. I made my feelings known to her. She of course got defensive, saying she didn't like my passive aggression, and that her autism made her not understand social cues. All in all, this confirmed to me that I had made the right decision. She had asked me to take the original post down as I had told her about its existence in a moment of anger. The post is still up, haha. I would like to say to anyone in a toxic relationship, you are worth more than what they are giving you. You are worth more than the bare minimum consideration. You deserve to surround yourself with people that make you happy and encourage you to grow as a person, not someone that drains your energy and only seems to take. You aren't responsible for how anyone else feels. I love you all, and I'm ready to start this new chapter of my life. Relevant comments said, I understand autism and not understanding social cues. She's straight up manipulating or attempting to manipulate to get what she wants. I'll bet that trip with the guy friend was to break everyone up to get her and him together. Good riddance to her. Op replied, I really tried to be understanding and patient with her. Just seemed like it was used more as an excuse. Another said, her autism. Her what? Lol, her what? LMFAO, I cannot even. The lie is so palpable you can almost spit it from across the electronic screen. Thank God you are free. I hope you find someone who completes you, makes you whole, and may you return this same vibe to them. Together may you and whomever you are with grow like great trees in the journey of life for joy, delight, and prosperity too. But remember to not rush romance. You're looking for your best friend, your life partner. That comes perfectly when you are ready. So work on you until then. Op replied, I am for sure working on myself now. The more time has gone on, the more I think of instances where she emotionally manipulated me into things I wasn't comfortable with. Hell, I was on the fence about proposing, but she thought in her head that we would get engaged after 2 years together, even though she knew I wasn't ready. I went into debt for this woman, and she didn't respect me enough to stay loyal. I appreciate the kind words and I wish nothing but the best for you.